It's important to strategically position seating places in the garden so that you can see what you're doing. Because when you're sort of having a rest and sitting down, if you've got it in vision what you're doing, it's much easier to get up and do more. You know, you're sitting there instead of thinking about something else. You're thinking, oh yes, I could do a bit there, and I could add this, or such and such plant would look really nice over there. So having really well positioned seating is a very good thing. And from this bench I can see the pond, and I can see this garden that I'm starting to do here. And if I sit there I can look at it and I get really good ideas. If I'm sitting indoors I can maybe look at a plan I've drawn or something, but nothing's better than being outside. So I can sit there and think, well, I want this much as lawn, I want this much as flower beds, some shrubs over there, and I can sort of think it over in my mind, you know. And then this side, the pond, I can sort of think what I want to put over there and get an accurate, clear vision of it right in front of me. Of course, it is also very important to have these benches in places that get lots of shelter. Like with this one, as well as being able to see a wide spectrum of places, I also get the shelter of this bank and the hedge behind, and also having a few benches pointing different directions, you know. So sometimes in the morning when the sun's over there, it's very difficult to sit here because you've got the sun in your eyes, but from late morning onwards it's fine, and you get lots of sun coming in from here. But then in the late afternoon it sort of gets a bit of shade from the hedge, but it's sunny most of the day. So it's nice to have sort of benches with weather in mind. If the wind's blowing this direction, it's not very nice to sit here, but if the wind's coming from that direction, it's fine. So I like to have a variety of different benches facing different sun directions, facing different wind directions. You know, so you've got a few kind of facing different directions, and one or two face north, so you're never going to get the sun in your eyes there. And south facing ones are generally okay because you've got the sun right kind of high up, so it's not in your eyes. But the west and east facing ones, you can get that kind of dazzle from the sun when it's low in the sky. So this one is great. I spent a lot of time here, but I also have quite a lot of other ones positioned in different places around and about the place. Like on this garden island here. Here the idea is to have a low maintenance shrub and tree kind of garden, like a little mini arboretum, just surrounded by water, very low maintenance. And when these trees and shrubs are all established, then I'll put some kind of bulbs and plants that like growing under trees. But this one here is sort of facing north, but it's going to be like under the shrubs. So this is the place where if you come to this island, you can be completely hidden away, just literally in the centre of the island. So it's more like a kind of hideout, this bench. If you come to this island, you've just got somewhere to be able to sit and relax, where nobody can see you, and you're just completely hidden away on this little island here. And this half of the island is much higher, and there's like a bank there, so you're protected from the wind to some extent as well. And there's a couple of other islands nearby, which are quite high, little woodland islands over there when you come into the woods, and another garden island over there, and then a woods that comes all the way along the back there. So you're kind of sheltered from most directions, but when this is all fully grown, it'll be sheltered all the time. A lot of the plants in here are deciduous, but there's also lots of evergreens as well, and the shrub trees have thicker branches, they're more kind of wind resistant all year round. So it's kind of a all year round place here, a nice all year round little hideout place, just on the middle of this island here. And this is a really nice bench. I mean, because before the island was all dug out, I could just walk here, so it was really strange for a while having to get a boat here or wade here or swim here or something, but I still use this bench just as much, if not more. At the moment the water is quite low, so I can actually wade here now, but most of the time you have to either use waders or just wade or get a little boat or something, or even swim. But it's been quite dry overall this year, so the water is really low. But yeah, this is one of my favourite little hideaways here. When it's dry, you know, you can just sit on the ground almost anywhere, unless it's like an ant's nest or something. Or you can just bring a chair around with you. But it's very important to get inspiration. Inspiration is what gets you going and gives you ideas, and actually gives you the strength to get things done. And really you get the inspiration by kind of looking at it and planning it and thinking about it and researching it. And then you sort of think, oh, I could do this, I could do that. And then you want to get up and do it. And that's the inspiration. So being able to see what you're doing as close up as possible is one of the best things. Quite often, if I want to go next to somewhere I'm doing in the winter, I'll just bring a bench out and or bring a little chair and sit outside and do that. If in the summer, you could just sit anywhere. So it's very important for boosting inspiration and motivation levels, which are vital in any kind of landscaping or gardening. So seating is very, very important. Steps also make very good seats. These are just some stone steps, just connecting two levels in the woods, and they just make a lovely place to sit. They're stone, so they dry much faster than mud does. And if it's just been raining, it's no good, but if it's been dry for just a few hours, you can sort of sit on them, and that's really good. Wooden benches do need kind of treating occasionally with some wood preserver, or painting them, but this is a metal bench here. This is our only metal bench, and I've got it in the woods here. Just I've made the path a bit wider going around the pond there, and here it's right in the woods. There's a big tall woodland island just there, creating lots of shelter. So although this bench actually faces south, I seldom get the sun in my eyes sat here, and it's just a nice little retreat. All I can see is this one little pond channel coming round, and we're completely under the trees, and these woods have been here about 12 years, so they're really nice and established. And this is just a place to come really sort of on a really hot sunny day, just to get out of the heat, and that is really, really good. In the spring, all these different banks and things are covered in bulbs, and it's a really nice place to come and sit then. But it's a nice place to come at any time of the year. Even in the winter, all this sort of landscaping. This path is quite low around the pond, so all around it are these cut sort of banks of trees. So it's really, really sheltered at any time of the year, really. So it's a really nice all-round place to sort of come and escape to here. But some of the other ones are more in a sort of an open area. I say some of the other ones, this is our only other bench, but this one actually faces north. It's on a sunny bit of grass looking over the pond. The other bench I was just on is just the other side of that bit there, which is the wooded island. So here you're right out in the sun, but you're not looking at it. And you can sit here and look at the pond and watch the fish when they're being fed, and it's a really nice kind of sunny seat. And this is one I use quite a lot as well. And in fact, if I'm showing people around, I usually take them to here first, because it's just nice and open and they can watch the fish feed and stuff. So it's really good here. And I do spend quite a lot of time on all of these seats, but I think this is definitely one of my favourite ones. This was given to us, it's quite an old bench, and I might put it somewhere different and have a more heavy bench here, because this one sometimes blows away. If there's going to be like a strong wind, I usually put it upside down, or just put it behind a bank or something, because it does kind of, it's a bit prone to blowing away. But apart from that, it's really nice and comfortable, and you just sit here and relax and look at the pond. It's really nice. But of course, when you can see the things you've made, all the things you want to make, it really is good for generating higher levels of inspiration and motivation. More often than anything, I just sit on the ground, but in the winter that's not very possible. Sometimes I just bring a bag and sit on the bag, or sitting on a clump of rushes. That's quite a good one for the winter. It's sort of just about warm enough today to feed the fish. Just put a bit in and see if they bite, because they don't really like to be fed if it's below 10, and it's been going below 10 at night. It takes longer for the water to heat up in the daytime, so it doesn't always get very hot, and it feels quite cold. You should just wait a little bit and see. There doesn't seem to be any kind of activity at all. So, oh, a little bit, yeah, there they are. I don't know if you can see that or not, but there's a few kind of ripples for me. But I think that's all I'll probably feed them today, because when it gets to probably October, then I kind of stop feeding them completely, and then I don't feed them again until kind of when it starts to get warm again, either April or March. But yeah, it's nice to have these seats all over the place. just to not cluttering the place up, but it's nice to have them in different places so that people can relax and sit somewhere when they come here. And it's just really good for just having ideas and coming up with plans and ideas and all sorts of things. It's very good to keep you focused on what you're doing, to be able to have nice comfy places so you can spend time outside, because you get to kind of know what it's like there and what you want there as well. You think, well, I could do with a bit of shade there, or why didn't I plant that tree over there? Just you see it, so it's more in your mind, so it's always a good thing. So I hope you liked today's video. If you did, please like and subscribe. If you press the little me, which is somewhere down here, then you can see all my other videos, and I shall see you next time.